A community association can encourage residents to become more involved in a variety of ways. It's important to first identify the demographics of the community and really dig into what's important to them. What do they like to do? What do they want out of their community or their neighborhood? Do they work full-time or are they retired? Do they have kids at home? Once you've answered questions like these, then you can get to work at developing programming that might appeal to these residents. It's great to start with things you know they like to do, and then get creative from there. Introduce some things that might be new to them, or present things they've done in the past in new, fresh ways. It's the dynamic programming that's going to get people talking, and word of mouth is still a very effective tool for promoting events, activities, and experiences. Once you have a plan in place for your community programming, it's important to effectively communicate what's going on in the community. People like to be informed, right? The tricky part is discerning how residents are most likely to receive and pay attention to what you're communicating. Send out a mass email to the whole community. Put up print flyers in bulletin boards or use them as handouts. Update virtual message boards, and utilize the ever-powerful social media platforms at your disposal. Communicating through a variety of channels helps ensure you're reaching the most amount of residents. And the more people you reach, the more you're likely to encourage to engage. But keep in mind that communication goes both ways. Feedback from residents is a great way to determine if the community association is on the right track. Be open to feedback and welcome ideas that might help boost engagement. If a community struggles with engagement, having the same handful of volunteers always take the lead can be helpful or harmful. Having dedicated volunteers can be great and can be very helpful to the community association, but it's important that the board and the management team ensure that those volunteers aren't taking on so much that they might burn out over time. It's also beneficial to periodically get input from the larger community rather than a small group of people. Surveys are a great tool for collecting feedback from the larger community, and they allow residents to engage anonymously in case they're reluctant to engage amongst other residents. Groups can also be effective. Taking on a committee seat might seem intimidating to some, or as if the responsibility might require more time than the resident has to give. Consider creating advisory groups that allow residents to meet more informally to exchange ideas. Community association can attract volunteers and community members by first communicating the need. Make an announcement to the community about what you're looking for, and be specific with the roles, responsibilities, time commitment, etc. If you don't get a response right away, tap into the relationships you already have within the resident base. Ask them who they think might be interested or might be a good fit for the role. Ask them to help you spread the word. Again, word of mouth can be very effective. Community association can ensure they'll keep their volunteers and committee members engaged by showing appreciation for their work and encouraging what they're doing. Offer guidance and be specific about the work that you need them to do. People are more likely to remain engaged when they feel like they're being recognized and they're doing something that's making an impact for their community. Communities can continue to put on events during the era of social distancing through virtual platforms, and also just ensuring that people can remain safe while still meeting in person. Anything that you would plan to do in person can most likely be modified slightly to do it on a virtual platform. Say you wanted to do a floral arranging class. You can still work with the local florist to put together kits that are either picked up at your local clubhouse or shipped directly to the resident's home. And then your florist is on the virtual platform giving the class. Same thing can go for a live show. Say you wanted to have dueling pianos. Work with that vendor to see if they can do something recorded or live streamed to your virtual audience. If you're able to do things in person, communicate to the resident base how you're going to do that in a safe way. Are you doing it outside? How far can you ensure people will be spaced? Are masks required? How are you serving food? The more information you can provide, the better.